very little. I was around like 115 pounds. And within a year, I was over at 200 pounds. Already, I'm from LA, actual LA. I'm not from the Valley. We're all having problems together, right? We're not thinking of girls hurting us. We're not thinking about what we're dealing with at home. We still gotta work out. We still gotta lift. We still gotta pick this heavy ass weight up. When you're around guys at the gym, you would think it's intimidating when you first get there, but everybody's gassing you up. What's up, big guy? Everyone wants to see you win. Everyone wants to see you positive, and I love that experience that I had. Around my friends, they obviously asked questions, and I didn't really know to answer them. By the end of that 1 year, starting to get a little giddy, what's this guy's deal? What's his story? What's going on with him? You guys did deserve a little backstory, especially if I'm gonna be posting weekly.
He's better and not skinny as fuck and actually has something going for him.
I think that flipped this switch in me where I was like, okay, fuck you, watch this.
So I'm making this video because it's the most frequently asked question that I do get in my life. Now, obviously, I don't think I have like my goal physique or anything, but people see me, and if you know me from the past or you know what I used to look like or what I used to be like, I was very little. I was around like 115 pounds or 120. And within a year, I was over at 200 pounds. And it wasn't necessarily like, oh, a dirty bulk or anything unhealthy like that. But this is here to share that. Hopefully, maybe it could inspire you or get you there to where you need to be. So that's give you guys some backstory. Now that I am doing videos, if I don't really get to talk about it in the videos as much, you guys will get a backstory now as to why or where I started from, where I came from, and the journey and how I'm where I am now, you know? So hopefully it could be of inspiration and reach the right person and the right people. And yeah, because it is something personal to me. So it's not just like something that's just like could be talked about like that, you know? But yeah. All right, so first and foremost, I feel like I have to really tap on the backstory to how this really happened. Because I'll say I was probably naturally, before I started lifting, I was a skater. If you knew me before, I was a little skater, Crenshaw Skate Club, all that. But yeah, I was a skater, and I was probably at about like 150, pushing 160 on an unhealthy day. But then unfortunately I had some issues emotionally. And it tied, this is where it's more personal for sure, but like, yeah, it ties into a lot of, my brother, he was killed. It was for sure something that hit me hard. It kept me looking in the past a lot and wondering what, you know, I could have done differently. In my mind, I don't think it was able to really wrap around that, you know? Along with like, there was other troubles, like, you know, we all have like, when you're young, you have your girl troubles and everything could, and the right combination could hit you just hard, you know? So I'd say that God doesn't give battles or harder battles that he knows you can't handle, you know? So I stayed mentally positive through it all, or I did my best to, just realizing that like it is hard, but I know he wouldn't give me anything if he didn't know I could handle it. My brother, he as well was he was a bodybuilder growing up, or he was into weightlifting, so I never understood the life of that. I just didn't understand. I knew he had a lot going on, but I never understood why he was so interested, so motivated in that. And I think now that I'm in the world, I get it. I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, I'd be there every day. And I wish, that's probably one of my biggest wishes is, I wish he could be here so I could, we could be hitting the gym together, you know? Because I feel like we'd be able to really connect on a level like that now that I see his world and our worlds are basically the same. So I'll for sure do it for him. Yeah, I for sure do it for my brother. And I do it to inspire my younger sibling. So basically, sooner than later, I was able to realize that something didn't feel right. Just in my day-to-day, my mental didn't feel right. It just kind of started feeling kind of, I'd say scary. I'd for sure say scary, because it was like, it wasn't something that just was right. I knew my mental when it was good. I knew it was on his best days, and it was just like, I'm feeling a little too low, you know? And I feel like I'm very strong mentally, so I could avoid a lot of things. I could stay positive. I could stay mentally strong. So, and I don't take that lightly at all, but it was for sure, like, you know, when your mental is not there, you're not doing your best. So I think everything just started to crash down, and I talked to my mom about it, and I think I was like, I don't know what depression is. I never thought of it, but I think I'm depressed, like literally, like really depressed. That's when I reached out for help. I believe I was like, I don't know what it is, if there's a therapist, or I don't know how that works, but I need to talk to somebody because something don't feel healthy. If you gotta have a healthy mind, healthy body, healthy everything. So I was like, yeah, could I'd like to be directed to a therapist. I get a therapist. I believe the sessions were good. It felt good in the moment, at least. It felt very good. But if you've ever gone through something, you know what it's like. It feels like something you just placing like a band-aid over a problem. So it's like the day I go home, I'm like, all right, cool, I feel good. You wake up, or even you go home and you just don't feel secure anymore. And he's giving me all these things. He's telling me, yo, you need to either go pick up a hobby. So I'm like teaching myself how to play piano. I'm like skateboarding. I'm doing everything. I'm traveling. I'm trying to do whatever I can do, but nothing is like sticking. Nothing is fixing it. I'm getting multiple jobs, trying to stay busy, but like I said, nothing is sticking. Nothing is fixing the mental. You know when your mental is just not right. So where I am, if you don't know already, I'm from LA, actual LA. I'm not from the Valley, none of that, the Crenshaw area. And I tapped in with one of my boys. He was training at a gym, and it was, if you know, it's home base off Adams. If you know where that is, it's like a backyard. So they have like trainers who would come through and they'd work everybody out if you were starting out. And I think I hit him. I was like, I don't really have goals or anything. I don't really like, oh, I want to be a big dude. I was just like, let me try this out. So for me personally, I think I loved it. For some reason, I loved it. It was something about like being around so many dudes. Like I could see a guy who's like 6'7", huge, and his goals, he has problems just like me. Like I'm coming in there like, oh, I'm sad. I hope nobody notices, thinks I'm small or weak or whatever. He's having, if not worse problems, or we're all having problems together, right? And we're not thinking of girls hurting us. We're not thinking about what we're dealing with at home. It's just like we all got problems, whatever it is. We still got to work out. We still got to lift. We still got to pick this heavy ass weight up. We still got to do whatever it is. And mind you, when you're around guys, and if you know, when you're around guys at the gym, you would think it's intimidating when you first get there, but everybody's gassing you up. What's up, big guy? Like, oh, bro, oh, you should try this. You should do this. Giving you new opportunities, because everyone wants to see you win. Everyone wants to see you positive. And I love that experience that I had. I don't know, it felt right. So all my days I would go to work, I would do whatever, but I just started looking forward just to going to the gym. I would look forward to seeing the homies again. Hopefully that homie gonna be there. I could train with him. They're playing dope music. I'm like, oh yeah, this is an environment I can get used to. Mind you, I didn't go there for my physique. I didn't go there for my body. So I was not there like, let me worry about, oh, am I getting triceps? I didn't know what none of these were. Am I getting biceps? It was probably like, I'd say like 4 weeks, 5 weeks in, where the homies are coming to me like, yo, your body's like, yo, you got biceps, or yo, bro, you got abs, or whatever it is, you know? And I'm like, oh, wow, I do. Like, so now it's not even just I'm here because I go home mentally feeling strong. It's I am really starting to change. And as with that happening, I was able to be like, you know, I think I got to change my diet. I got to change all of this. So for me, a fun fact about me, within the 2 years and some change I've been working out so far, I've only missed 3 days at most, and that's on everything. I've only missed 3 days at most. So if I'm sick, you bet it on that third day I'm going to the gym, bro. Like I'm not. It helps me out mentally. It helps me stay focused, and usually by that time I'm fine anyway. So I don't like missing any more than that. Realize that I'm not missing any more than 3 days. And when I would miss a day, it just felt weird. It felt like, yeah, no, I can understand why your mental gets weak when you're not able to go to the gym. So I started building confidence. I started realizing I don't need to go to therapy anymore. Like, I think I found the solution. I found the fix. The fix and solution was the gym. If you are searching for something out there and you need to find something, please try the gym. At first, I would recommend you go with people, but have like a time set, because eventually it might get annoying and you might want to start going by yourself. I recommend that as well. Don't be scared. If you need help, nobody's there to make you feel bad, anything like that. It is a very happy, positive place. That's my zen place. So like, if I work out with you, you gotta really be on your shit. If you're not, I'm sorry, but I love, that's my relaxation place every single day. So some way, somehow, I'm gonna be in the gym. So I start going to therapy, and they let me know that I am depressed, literally depressed. I'd been working out for about a week at that point. And after that week, I went to the doctor. I think I had a physical. I get my blood work checked and everything like that. And they let me know that something's not right in my body. They let me know that I am type 1 diabetic. It's a very small chance. I don't want to say the percentages. I believe they said it was like to become type 1 diabetic as an adult, because it's usually something you have to be born with. You have to be sent to like a very strong like mental state of trauma, or be going through something, which started to kind of add up and make sense. And it was a bit discouraging. I was nervous because I had to put, if you have to have like a pod on you or whatever at all times. So I was like, oh, like I'm already like don't like my body, let alone I have to have this on me now. It was hard having to be like, I'm already mad at the world and sad. I have to now inject myself and all this kind of stuff. But I don't know, it just learning about diets by like my favorite bodybuilders. So like at the time, I think I was new, I was watching like Tristan Lee and stuff like that, and he's like, yeah, if you want to have a low carb, high protein, no sugar diet. I'm like, oh, I'm diabetic, that should be good. I was following that. So I'd say I started eating just like as healthy as possible. I'm still learning how that works. I didn't know much about carbs, the calories and all that, but I'm following that. I would say my weight shot up pretty fast from like 120 as I'm working out those first few weeks up to around 160-ish, 150, 160-ish, but like steady. As I'm going into near the middle of the year, I start hitting around 170, and then I'm starting to find out about supplements. So the most skeptical supplement I was scared to take was creatine, obviously. Not obviously, but it was creatine. And I started, I'd say, around 170, 160, 170-ish. And as I was taking creatine, you notice a difference. If you're on creatine, you notice a difference. I'm hearing, oh, well, the gains might not stay, or you may lose weight, but like it's healthy. It's not the worst thing you could be taking. So I start taking creatine. My weight goes from like 170, so I want to say 180, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I'm already starting to push weight. Mind you, if you see me, I'm naturally like a skinny dude. I'm bigger now, but like I'm naturally a skinny dude. So I'm pushing weight. That's when I start hitting like I think like 295, 285 around there on bench. My squat's starting to go up. I'm starting to, I don't know, I'm not gonna say ego lifting, but I'm like, I feel strong, so I'm trying to PR every week. So if I'm strong, I feel good, I'm gonna go PR. All right. If I feel good, I'm gonna go PR. So also I was just doing PR and PRing. And then I would say I learned about my calorie intake. So learning about my calorie intake, I started realizing that in order for me to hit certain weight goals, it's not just, oh, protein, this and that. I was always scared being diabetic to take in carbs. And I don't know if anyone else has that, but like I don't know if my insulin will be able to cover it, or if that's healthy, or I didn't know much. I was scared to always look up what the effects would be. So I was scared of taking carbs. So I was taking in no carbs. I was just lean, skinny, but like strong, Around this time, I finally started taking in carbs. So I started eating like bread with sandwiches, or I started eating like macaroni or noodles, and as I started adding that, then my weight slowly started going up, my strength started going up, and I didn't start getting fat. I was just stayed kind of big, putting on the size I believe that I was probably naturally supposed to be at. My progression, I would say, I started getting bigger. So I was getting a lot of questions like, is he natural? Is he on steroids? How is someone able to go like from there to that so quickly? Is that real? Yes, it was real. I did do it. You can do it. We can do it. I would say for sure it is something you very much have to be strict. I talk to a lot of people and they're like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I'm like, oh, do you have rest days? Yeah, I take rest days. Do you have cheat meals? Yes, I have cheat meals. Then how are you able to, you can't. Like, you can't expect results if you're not willing to be strict on yourself, you know? So a lot of people are like, well, I'd see what they eat, I'd see how they train in the gym, and then you expect results. Like me, when I know you're not going as hard as me, I know you're not eating how I eat. Mind you, this is a full-time job for me. I'm type 1 diabetic. It's a full-time job, so I have to eat a certain way. Like, whether I like it or not, I have to. So if your diet's not strict, if your workout plan is not strict, if I'm not gonna say count every macro and all that, but if you're not pushing at least to where you need to be, you can't expect the results you are. And if you're not seeing results, then maybe you have to go a little bit harder, but don't give up, you know? Just, I'd say by the end of that 1 year, I was starting to get a little giddy, a little excited, because then at that point I hit my 1 year mark. I was at 200 pounds. I was always scared to talk about it because I didn't like posting myself shirtless or stuff like that, just because I think the pods, and it wasn't I think it was still like I was like, I don't know, I was intimidated, or not intimidated, I was just like nervous of what people would think, I guess. But I think once you start getting on the side of, all right, everybody that could possibly think something or talk shit about me is like not lifting what I lift, or not, physique isn't looking like mine, then humbly saying that, but like, you know, if I could have the attention be more focused on my body instead of the pods, then I don't know, that was kind of became a goal for me. So I was able to have people look at me and be like, wow, yo, your physique is this, or you're really in shape. And then the question would start to turn, oh, what is that? And by that time, I didn't really care, because I think I'd grown more confident with it. And I was really happy about that. That's when I started really trying to dial down on my diet. So I started to realize that naturally you can reach your full potential. And I did absolutely that. I started that's when I found Rev. So I found Rev. That was the only supplement shop I knew about here. And I talked to the guys. That's where I met Ryan. I believe it was Cody. He told me you could literally be able to reach your full potential if you're just like on top of your diet. And I feel like I was already on top of my diet. So he's like, yeah, if you're make sure you're getting your vitamins, getting your aminos, getting all those things in, make sure you're hitting your protein goal every day, not missing it. And it was kind of like another challenge for me, where I was excited for it. I was like, oh yeah, no, I can do that. Let's see what happens when I add that. My strength starts going up even more. My body keeps progressing. And I think naturally my genetics, I have a skinny father. You're gonna see this. I have a skinny father. Our genetics are not meant, or have never been like that, you know? So I'm thinking I don't have the potential for that. But my body keeps progressing. If you are diabetic, I recommend you do speak with your doctors, you do speak with your dietitian, because they will let you know what is too much, what your body can't take, what will mess with your insulin sensitivity, and what won't. And this could go for anybody, because realistically, like, eating more protein, less carbs is good for everybody. It'll have your body looking a bit better if you are trying to look more show ready and less body fat percentage, or if you just want a healthy diet and you just want to be healthy. Like, going into it, I go to Gold's Gym, but I would meet all my favorite bodybuilders, and they would speak to me and tell me that it was a blessing and a curse being diabetic, and I never understood what that meant. But being able to have your insulin always regulated, and being able to take in meals, or bigger meals than you would usually take in, and be able to have it be comped out by the insulin that you're taking in, it's like not gonna say a cheat code, but like it is a blessing and a curse. So something that I used to look at as a downfall, and like, will I ever be able to compete in bodybuilding or get the physique I want, is, I feel like, God's way of showing me that he was trying to look out for me in a way, you know? So it is gonna be a full-time job. It does suck, but it is something that shouldn't discourage you or from being the best you can be, or be the person you be. And this isn't just for type 1 diabetics or whatever. This is for everybody. Like, don't let whatever you're going through kind of get to you, bro. And when I say that, it's like, if you have, I'm able to apply this weightlifting shit to everything in my life. Like, my whole life, I could say, changed 100% after all this. whether it was in school, it's kind of like you kind of have to understand, all right, like you have to put the hard work in. Like you start looking at life differently. There's no way that you could put, and unless you're just like one of them kids, you just get everything handed to you. And I can't speak for them, I can speak for me. And you have to put the work in. Nothing comes to you like without you, with you sitting there. Nobody, like, maybe for some time when you're a kid, but when you get older, you have to work for what you want, you know? So if I want this grade, I could either sit there and comfortably let a C come or whatever, just pass, or I could literally study, I could work hard, I can go do that. If I want this money, I gotta figure out a way to go get this money and put my mind to it and go do what I gotta do. If you want a girl, you feel me, or you want a guy, you have to be confident, you have to do what you have to do, but nothing is gonna come. So it's literally your mindset, it changes all that. I feel like for me, it gave me more self-respect for myself, because I'm able to look at myself now and be like, I know the work I put in the gym. So I know the work I put in my mental, I know the work I put in to become who I am. So if someone doesn't recognize, or if I meet you and I feel like you look at me as anything less than what I am or disrespect that in any way, then why would I want to be around that, you know? You have to really look at that, like, even if you're in a relationship or friendship, you have to look at it like, you need to understand the respect you deserve. And if you're not getting that, right, then why are you there, you know? You have to understand who you are and understand you're at a certain level, or not everyone. First off, I'm gonna look at everybody equally, but you have to understand that you've worked to become who you are, you know? So if someone's not acknowledging that or giving you that, then why are you gonna allow that? Because you know it. You know who you are, you know what you deserve, you know what you should be receiving in life, you know? And I feel like that was a blessing, because then even with friendships, I'm able to see this friend doesn't respect me and I give them respect. Or I put this work in. It's like a job, like, you know you deserve something more and they're not giving you that. So bodybuilding, weightlifting, all this as a whole has helped me reach my goal. I could say, yeah, take this and maybe, you know, clickbait, take this and you'll reach your goal of whatever, jumping 80 pounds in size. And I think that would be an easier response for what people would want and for what a lot of people thought or expected. But no, man, it was very strict. There was a lot of things that didn't get posted, didn't get seen. And I'd say the biggest blessing, the biggest thing that came from all of this was probably, realistically, no cliche, my sponsor Rev, because I think that was just like the stepping stone for me to be like, okay, like I'm obviously doing something right. I knew it at the time. I felt confident enough to be like, I think I should get a sponsorship or would deserve it, and it came all in the right timing. And I feel like they take care of me. They will have my back. They look out for me. This isn't even no like sales, just go buy at Rev. But if you are, you know, JFreight20, they really look out for me. They took care of me. They helped my diet. They helped my gains skyrocket at that point, because then being able to know I could get my supplements every single month and stay on point for where I need to be was the biggest thing for me. It feels like it was all in God's plan for him to like bring me from where I was to where I am now, and then hopefully be able to bring it to other people to let them know that you could do it too. Like, just, you have to be strict on yourself. Even when you're sad, you don't want to do it, you don't want to go, you have to do it. It's like a job to support a family. Like, it's either you support that family or you don't, because if you take a week off or whatever, then the bills don't get paid, or your house or lights don't come on, you ain't got no food, you know? So yeah, man, just stay consistent with whatever you're doing. Like, whatever, think about whatever your problem is in life and apply it. Like, consistency, you will get there, you will do what needs to be done. If you do have questions, hit me for sure. Like, I will respond. I'm not weird. For sure, I want to help everybody reach their goals and potential. So you could DM me, Jalen Frey, or you could comment below. Yeah, but I just feel like you guys did deserve a little backstory, especially if I'm gonna be posting weekly, to be like, like what's this guy's deal? What's his story? What's going on with him? And yeah, hopefully it gave y'all some insight for sure. So subscribe, share with your friends, like, all that, you know, and follow me on this journey for real, because we're far from done. I hope I could have been of some help to whoever that applied to or needed to apply to of how I got from 120 to 200. I hope you could apply that to your life and get to where you need to get to goal-wise, or inspired, or did whatever it needed to do for you. If you have questions, for sure, don't feel threatened or scared to hit me up. And yeah, I'm gonna see you on the next video for sure.